Hey everybody, welcome back to the shed. I'm Troy, this is Dave.
Merry Christmas.
And it's that time of year again. It's Christmas all over again. And today we're going to do the top 3 classic Christmas songs because we've already done the best Christmas songs, the worst Christmas songs, and the funniest Christmas songs.
Yes.
Which those episodes are still up, so, check out our channel and watch those because those are fun to watch. But today it's the classic Christmas songs.
Yeah.
These are the Christmas songs that really put you in the holiday spirit.
And these are the ones that we all kind of grew up with.
Exactly.
And I've got what I consider 3 great classic Christmas songs.
Yeah.
You think we'll have any matches on this one?
You never know. There's so many great Christmas songs that, who knows? We'll see. What's your number 3?
All right. My number 3 is going to be Jose Feliciano.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
This song was released on Jose's Christmas album that came out in 1970. It was likely my first introduction into Spanish language music. And I remember it when it came out. I think you weren't even hatched yet. But,
No, I was maybe thought of.
Don't you know Daddy's eye?
Maybe.
But, the song was, massive, and everybody learned that song.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Of course, Jose Feliciano was born blind, and he learned to play the guitar when he was 9 years old. And during the 60s, he'd kind of, performed in Greenwich Village and all that stuff, and he was a very accomplished musician. He went on to have a, prolific career performing with countless, industry heavyweights. One thing I really loved was in the movie Fargo. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi's in this bar in Minneapolis or something, and he's trying to pick up that hooker. And Jose Feliciano's, the supper club entertainer that night. That's just such a great scene.
Yeah, well, depends on the artist. Jose Feliciano, you got no complaints. Waiter!
This classic Christmas song is still one of the top 25 played Christmas songs according to ASCAP.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
It lives on. And Feliz Navidad.
That's a good one. We still hear it all the time.
Yeah, still hear it this year.
So my number 3 is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
So this song came out in 1966. It was written by Dr. Seuss. He actually wrote the song.
You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
It was composed for the 1966 Dr. Seuss animated movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole.
So the music was composed by Albert Haig, I'm not sure how to say his last name.
Haig.
And it was performed by a guy named Thurl Ravenscroft.
Because he was not credited in the closing credits of the special, it is often mistakenly attributed to Boris Karloff, who served as the narrator and the voice of the Grinch in the special.
He did Boris Karloff did the narration in that movie?
Yeah, people think that he was the one who was singing the song too.
You're a mean one.
But it's not him. It's this guy Ravenscroft.
All right. That's funny.
So the soundtrack to the special won the Grammy Award for Best Album for Children at the 10th Annual Grammy Awards.
What year was that?
1966.
Okay, because
When did the Grammys start?
Well, before that, but
56?
I was thinking about
If this is the 10th annual Grammy Awards,
56.
I guess it started in 56?
All right. Well,
yeah.
that must have been after Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was like in the 40s. Yeah, I think
No. It was in 1960. I believe so because he had Burl Ives that was, singing in that.
But it wasn't written at that time. It was written actually in the 40s.
Yeah.
40s.
Well, animation.
We might get to that later.
All
we'll
right.
see. So in the latest remake of the Grinch movie,
Yeah.
Tyler, the creator, he did a cover version. I don't know if you've heard that or seen that, the latest version.
I knew they did a reprise of that movie.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Really?
Compared to the original, I think because we've heard the original song so much that nothing can really compare. Somebody does like sort of a different take on that song. It doesn't do it justice. But.
So my number 2 is Nat King Cole, the Christmas song.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Now this song is commonly referred to as Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire.
I didn't even know that.
I think originally recorded in like 1946.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe.
The most famous version was re-recorded in 1953 with the Nelson Riddle Orchestra.
They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh.
Nelson Riddle Orchestra was famous because they recorded so many songs. Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Dean Martin, and the like. It was probably one of the greatest orchestras in its day. If there was ever a more beautiful singer than Nat King Cole, I don't know who it is. I mean, he was a beautiful crooner, and to this day, I mean, no one can rival Nat King Cole.
To see if reindeer really know how to fly.
What's really beautiful about that song, outside of the composition, is it's got this really tasteful piano and guitar counterpoint to it. I don't know if there's a prettier Christmas song out there, but anyways, that's going to be my numero 2.
My number 2 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
All right, there you go.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was a song by Johnny Marks based on the 1939 story Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that was published by the Montgomery Ward Company. So Gene Autry's recording hit number 1 on the U.S. charts the week of Christmas of 1949.
And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
But the idea for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer came from Johnny Marks' brother-in-law, Robert L. May, who created the character as an assignment for Montgomery Ward, and Marks decided to adapt the story of Rudolph into a song.
So the whole animated show came out based on that song.
Yeah. The song was written way before the animated cartoon or whatever you want to call it. They came out, before we were kids. Maybe you were a kid when it came out.
Here's what's funny. It came out before I was born, but tonight, when I was waiting for you to come over, NBC just got the rights to show that movie again, and it's been the first time in like 50 years. It used to be on some other channel.
Oh, really?
But they're doing an extended version of it tonight.
Yeah.
And I was watching it because I grew up with that song.
It's like that stop
movie.
Motion, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like kind of like it's stop motion.
It's stop motion, yeah.
But Yeah, NBC's making a big deal about it tonight.
I remember when I was a kid, I could not wait for Christmas to see those, those movies or shows or whatever that one and Frosty the Snowman,
Sure.
and those are so great when you're kids and you get to watch, because these days you can go on Netflix and watch anything anytime,
Sure.
whenever you want to.
Well,
but back
Rudolph-
then it was like it was kind of an event, because it would be on a Friday or a Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
Rudolph stood out because Frosty the Snowman was animated, just
Yeah.
cartoons. But Rudolph was special because it had that stop motion
Yeah.
thing, and but yeah, that's definitely a classic Christmas song.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
It definitely makes me think of my childhood and being in my grandmother's house at Christmas and just like singing that song and listening to that song. And
As far as I can delve back in the history of Christmas, I always remember Rudolph.
Exactly.
You'll go down in history.
So, what's your number one?
All
And I
right.
wonder if it's going to be the same as mine. Probably not. There's so many great classic Christmas songs that we probably didn't pick the same one, but you never know.
You never know. So let's see what my number one is. Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas.
Okay, no, it's not mine. I'll have a blue
Christmas without you.
That wouldn't even make my top 10.
Well, it made my number one because it's the king, man.
Okay.
Won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me.
The song was actually written by Billy Hayes and Jay Johnson in the 40s. And it was recorded by Elvis on his huge 1957 Christmas album.
But I have a blue, 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 blue Christmas.
It hit number one on the Billboard Christmas charts and hit number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100.
But I have a blue,
Well, Elvis was a worldwide star at this point and could do no wrong,
Yeah.
So obviously when he recorded that song, it became a huge hit. But, the following year he got drafted into the Army, and that really stymied his career. But to this day, it remains his, biggest Christmas song amongst the many he recorded, especially on that Christmas album. And if you look back at one of our previous episodes, the funniest Christmas songs, I picked the Porky Pig version
Yeah.
as the funniest Christmas song of all time.
Oh, if you feel so blue, you're just thinking about you.
You've got to watch that episode. We've got quite a few comments on that video too.
Man. Yeah. Well, it's the one that really gets me in the spirit every year. But anyways, that's my numero uno. What's your number one, Troy?
My number one is Burl Ives' Holly Jolly Christmas.
Here you go. Yeah, Burl Ives is, he was in the Rudolph movie.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
So the song was written by Johnny Marks and most famously performed by Burl Ives, of course. The song has since become one of the top 25 most performed holiday songs written.
Oh, hold the mistletoe hung where you can see.
What's really interesting is on the week ending of January 4th, 2020, the song reached a new peak at number 4. With this feat, Ives now holds the record for the longest break between Hot 100 top 10s as he returned to the ranking after 56 years. So he had a top 10 hit with this song 56 years ago.
And what brought it back?
I don't know. I guess just Christmas.
I guess so. But was that song? It wasn't in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, was it? I mean,
man, I don't know.
Because Burl Ives was definitely, in that movie.
Yeah, I just remember hearing this song forever. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a great classic Christmas song.
It's a holly jolly Christmas.
It's the best time of the year.
Burl Ives was, he was a folk singer.
Yeah,
but
and he had that voice. He had that distinct voice that,
And yeah.
Anyway, that is our top 3. Sorry we had to. This episode seemed kind of rushed because we had a rainstorm outside all of a sudden, so we had to move inside. But it's Christmas. It's cold. Love it. We had a fire going.
Still going.
The rain stopped. I guess we could have moved outside now. But anyway, that's our top 3 classic Christmas songs. And leave your picks below. And comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next time in this shit.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!